This is the Nifty Alpha. Every day we do a market and trade talk show on YouTube that is an extension of our Twitter Spaces that happens Monday through Friday. In today's show, we are discussing Huxley Comics NFT, Wizards and Dragons NFT, and yield farming Ron token in the Axie Infinity ecosystem. As usual, if you enjoyed this content, please make sure that you smash the subscribe button. This particular episode is being broadcast from our hotel rooms in Miami. We are down here for
that.
Art Basel. Thank you for joining us. How are you, Nick?
I'm good. My Wi-Fi is better than yours because I can definitively tell that you're chopping out there and that you weren't prepared for this moment. But that's very exciting. I'm coming live from a faster Wi-Fi internet room. And you can just tell based on my background versus your background, I'm in a slightly better place.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, that everybody knows that Nick is a big jerk with an expensive hotel room, why don't we dive
Not
into
expensive.
what if we dive into the projects that we're covering today? The first one is Huxley Comics. Very interesting one. You and me both own it because it was the news broke on our Twitter show this morning that it was something that was worth buying, but this has been out for a little bit. So similar to Punk's comic, it took a while to mint out, and then people like me ended up FOMOing in at the very, very end. I found a way to make a mistake. Even though I was in early enough to mint, I found a way to make a mistake and I minted 3 instead of 5. Why I did that, I don't know. I don't have a good reason. It looks like we're approaching mint price again. We went as high as a 0.18 floor. We've seen plenty of sales on the early editions of the comics. Many sales over a half ETH, maybe even some at over 1 ETH. And there seem to be incentives to holding 5. There are deflationary mechanics that incentivize you to burn in exchange for a token. Nick, what can you tell us about this project and about the dynamics that you're expecting from Huxley Comics?
I'm about to answer that question in 1 second. Real quick, what's your nightly rate on that hotel room, Pia?
I don't know. I don't even look at the price tag. I just swipe the card.
I think you know. Give me an
I don't know.
approximation.
I think the whole thing for like the 3 nights was like $1,500.
So 500 a night.
There's like
Holy
fees and
shit.
taxes.
Holy cow. You
there
realize
were fees and taxes.
What do you think my room cost?
I think you already told me it was like $250 a night.
180, 160.
That's unbelievable. That's an unbelievable price. I need to write stuff off because I had meetings with my accountants and they were appalled.
I'm just saying, dude, you're spending 500 a night and you're not staying at the Ritz. Like, you made a bad call straight up.
I didn't make a bad call. There wasn't that much stuff available and I didn't want to stay in mid-beach.
Wow.
Your location is ridiculous. I'm staying in downtown Miami. I have access to Brickell. I have access to Wynwood. I have access to South Beach.
So you were cutting out there, but let's dive into the comics now that we know we've already gotten an analysis of who's made smarter decisions here on this trip. Now we're going to proceed and discuss how I made the decisions that we made on these comics and whether or not that was a smart decision. There does appear that there has been a paper hand shakeout, which is in the process of materializing right now. I have no idea why this floor would basically be at mint price. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are people like panic selling right now?
They don't recognize that it's like a legitimate project.
There's no rationale for selling it at this price. That said, this morning, I'm blanking on the Twitter account, but whatever his
Cass?
No, I'm going to tell you in a sec. But not on our show. Someone was mentioning he doesn't understand why post mint prices go below below mint price. Theoretically, with any project that has rarity traits or varying degrees of rarity, you would expect that the floor price actually goes below mint price because that's the expected outcome. If you were to go to a casino and bet, and you know the percentage of times that you're going to win, then on the losses, the loss should actually go below mint price. That is the expected outcome. So that's the only justification there. But outside of that, I minted 5 of these now, just aped into it blindly based on our Twitter space and them discussing sort of the dynamics with minting 5. Jesse said he had minted 10. So I figured
15.
15. Okay, so I figured I'll follow Jesse into this, and now the floor is down some. Here's the deal. This project has a phenomenal artist behind it. We don't know what's actually going to be produced from this, but it's high quality. Right now we have 2.8 thousand holders on 10,000. Maybe you want to pull up their website.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to call out quickly. So Broken Sea is not properly displaying this. The floor is closer to 0.12. Your
No,
guess
there's
is
one
as
right
good.
there for 0.107.
Yeah, but those are sold. They're gone now. The other thing is that the mistake that I made was not minting 5 because it seems like there's incentives. So props to Nick for minting 5 and Jesse for minting 5 3 times. There was
Well,
already almost yeah.
you still have potential upside if you win one of the Genesis tokens, which you have the
Right.
potential of winning. So you essentially have 3 lotto tickets that you're holding on to, and the outcome of that will be
Yep.
revealed, I believe, on Sunday or Monday. But if you scroll down this website, you can check out some of the art and
Mhm.
the upcoming plans that they have. You want to scroll down? Yeah, like this is like real artwork here. And they have decent plans.
Yep.
Maybe I don't know if you can play the video, although your internet probably can't handle that because you stayed at a worse hotel at a more expensive price. But what I would say is this definitely seems like a great project. You have a chance of getting, if you burn 2 and you own 5, you're going to be able to mint a robot, which is pretty exciting. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to get one of those. That's going to be more rare, and this is from a great artist. Yeah, just check out some of that art. My gosh, Abandoned by Humanity. Comes an epic adventure unlike any other. Huxley. Oh my
I'm
gosh. That's like what the sound
look
would
at
sound
that.
like.
It's like really I'm in. I'm totally in.
6 exclusive issues, digital and physical. What?
What?
Look
Toys?
at those
People love
characters.
toys.
Look at those characters. Maybe you can use them in the metaverse. Gold
I'm sure
ones,
you can.
gold plated sitting on your desk. People are going to come into your office, which you don't have because we're all remote and literally we don't have enough space in our places post pandemic unless you're a super baller. Lago Frames partnering with Huxley as well.
Shout out to Lago.
We gave them a free we gave out a free frame at a lunch the other day, and also
Who
I
won
got a
it?
free one. Pio did not get one. It was Shamdu. And then
Yes, sir.
also I ran into them last night at the party that we went to. Anyways, bottom line, Huxley, the way we found out about it, someone had asked, was Signal came on stage to discuss it. She was saying that a lot of the Punk's comic people were in this community and they were fans of it. So she shared that, and I thought, I got to get into this thing. I got to hop in. I got to ape in. So I bought one. I had some friends who had said, hey, what should I buy? And I said, you should check out these comics. And they bought one each. I did not know the tokenomics at that point in time. We learned then on stage, and then I minted 5 as the total that I have, which is very exciting. So here we are, and it'll be interesting to see what takes place. Mark Ippolito asks if this is going to be a game on the blockchain. I don't believe that there's a game. This is literally a comic, but the quality of the artwork is great. So if you didn't get one, it looks like the floor is coming down. You have the ability to buy in if you're interested. You could potentially buy 5 if it's in the last 3,000 mints, which are not rare. So basically people appear to be thinking that sub 500 is what you want to own. There's some, okay, someone's saying they're doing a game. My apologies. I appreciate that the commenters like get us
Everyone's like, "There's a
correct
game."
on literally
Yeah,
everything.
this
That
it's
is
like, you know, it's
confirmed.
when you
It
take
is
the
a
internet,
game.
you know, when you
Okay.
yeah, when you take the internet, see, exactly, it's just a sea of comments like, "There's a game, there's a game." We really appreciate you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for holding us
We know a
accountable.
lot about
Nick's
this project. Clearly, I'm gonna
Nick's too
load up the
busy.
website.
Yeah, Nick's too busy sunbathing here in Miami. A photographer approached Nick and literally was like, "Could I take photographs of you? Like, have you done modeling, or like, what's kind of the deal with that?" Like, basically, Nick's getting scouted for modeling while he's down here. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, quick thing. I don't have anything on the website that says there's a game, but also separate from the metaverse with Wilder World. Okay, maybe there's some partnerships. Ben Morrow has a background that is impressive, and so all I can say is that there's definitely going to be some major partnerships coming up. We have no idea what it is, so I'm going to just provide speculative comments as I normally do in this show so that we can deliver that fire alpha. So yeah, someone's about to share the post literally in the comments. Okay. So excellent. Well, as usual, our community knows more than we do. We really appreciate that. And yeah, we're excited to have you all in the community. So let's move on to the next project, shall we? Do you have something else to add on this? What is the screen that you're sharing right now, by the way? Like, this is literally just a paragraph of text that we were looking at. Appreciate that.
Lego Batman is excited about our collab with Beeple, which you know, is a pretty exciting thing for me too, that we locked in last night. I don't think Beeple's going to remember it this morning, but it seemed like last night, you know, we really locked it in. So yeah, so I'm trying to find the official Wizards and
Quick shout
Dragons.
out to Cruz Bob. I think he's been trolling me on Twitter and YouTube, calling me Phineas. So the other day, someone said it looked like I ate Bart Simpson. Today, I look like a cartoon whose head is literally shaped like a triangle. So I'm a huge fan of our commenters. Thank you. I do agree that my head does feel shaped just like a triangle. In case you're wondering, there you go. So Huxley, we're going to make it. What are you looking up here?
I'm trying to find the official
Dude,
Wizards and Dragons.
I just want to remind you real quick that we own a site. You are an owner in that site of the nifty.com, which has a link directly to Wizards and Dragons. It's on the homepage. If you go to trending, there it's the #1 thing. All you had to do was that. So shout out to the nifty.com. Whoever owns that, oh wait, we do. PO does as well. So here we are at Wizards and Dragons. Let's jump to that one.
So this is the
Old Bart
latest.
Simpson. Someone corrected it. Sorry, my apologies. I got the insult wrong. Looks like I ate an old Bart Simpson. Oh, or I didn't eat it. I am an old Bart. Okay, got it. Now I get it. Really appreciate that. Hey, thanks for correcting that, Tom. Thanks a lot. So Wizards and Dragons.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for that, Tom. They said it was an old Bart
Thanks for the
Simpson.
correction.
Okay.
All right, moving on to Wizards and Dragons. I always wanted to be like Bart Simpson, so I appreciate that. 904 owner. I guess this is another same staking dynamics. The price is pumped on this. A member in our Discord made a fortune of this. This is comparable to the what was it? The lamb, sheep, and wolf game.
Sheep game, wolf game, gold hunt game, whales game, bear game, fox game,
Speaking of
Wizards and
which,
Dragons game.
so whales game, it took a bag on that. Like literally just lost a bunch of money. So that's where we're at. So that's ridiculous. Wolf game, the floor price has come down to 1 ETH, while this one, the floor price is at 0.43. So it's really interesting to see where we're at with these projects and the fact that we have not finished the run of these games. So I literally lost at least 0.4 ETH on Whale's game, and clearly I made the wrong call. But we always love having the winners on stage. so that's how I'm feeling.
It's just hard to pick which one, and like I got in a gold game. I did make money on gold game, a negligible amount of money, a negligible amount. Uh, it seems like people did make money on Whale's game, but it was a big timing thing, right? And then Wizards and Dragons here, this got exploited, but it was able to recover. That's kind of wild.
Breaking news story, ETH has dropped below the support level that we were looking for. I've shared my screen in case you want to pull it up there, Pio.
Do you not see it?
Here we are.
It's on the screen.
Excellent. So we were going to come back to Wizards and Dragons. This is just a breaking news update. ETH has plummeted below the key support level that I was looking at. Not going to make it. So that's where we are. We were thinking that ETH was about to go to 5,000. Got him. We got him. That was a complete lie. Quick flip on you. That's the update that we have. I'm now looking for around 4,100, and this is good because that's what I was looking to buy back in at. So we want this support level to stand. Back to you, Pia.
Absolutely. I also wanted to call out, someone just said something. So swine flu broke in our Discord that Shepherd Fairy, who is one of the like artists from the Banksy sort of world. He's a street artist. Obey is probably his most notable, recognizable piece. He is doing a generative art collection. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. Nick, you and me are actually, we got to remind me after this show. I got to sync up with you on that because there's action that we need to take. Yeah, you and me, buddy. Hey, a little inside deal.
We got the
Yeah,
inside.
you already know we got the inside,
So
but
appreciate
yeah,
that.
I mean,
Thank you.
look, Wizards and Dragons, bottom line, identical to all of the other games that came out like this, was exploited, was able to recover. Shout out to Wolfgang from our Wolfgang Pie, I want to say. Oh no, one of the Wolfgangs in our Discord got it.
You're really struggling with that one.
There's multiple Wolfgangs in our Discord. One is the guy that I know in real life, and one is the guy that kicked ass on
It's
our Twitter
Wolfgang
space.
Pie. He's
Okay,
out there right now chatting.
so
Most recent update in the Discord.
yeah, Wolfgang Pie is the man. I'm a big fan of him. He did a great job on our Twitter space this morning. You're welcome anytime, Wolfgang. And he made a bag on this. These things have been about
Fatty
getting
bag.
in it. These things have been about getting in at the right time and playing it right. It seems that if you're in it if it survives longer than 4 days, literally, then it's worth it to stake, because when you stake, you accumulate the token and then you use the token to buy more of the NFTs. And there's a percentage chance that you get like the dragon in this case, right? With the gold hunt game, it was the pirates. With the wolf game, it was the wolf. With the bear game, it was the with the whale game, it was the whale. And if you get that, you can always sell those for a big premium. So, for example, with Gold Hunt game, Captain Kicks minted 20, and 6 out of the 20 that he minted were pirates. And the pirates were literally trading at between 0.8 and 1.2 ETH. So you could automatically sell all the pirates within 1 day of minting for a big profit, and then you're holding a ton of the original asset you're free rolling. You can either sell those or you could elect to stake them to get the tokens to have a chance to buy more, and you could just buy the NFTs and then sell them with the staked rewards, right? So these things, these Ponzi's work if you're in early or if you maybe buy the dip, because all of these for the most part had a horrible dip after they dropped that they recovered from. Gold game dropped to 0.02 ETH floor after it dropped from a mint price of 0.07. And then it went all the way up to 0.18 ETH. So it's pretty gnarly watching these things go up and down. And it's a real roller coaster ride of emotions, because no one can have any real conviction in any of these things. They're carbon copycats of Wolf Game, and they all have Anon teams. So that's my 2 cents on it.
And that was your breaking news. Thanks for that, Pio. Uh,
I'm gonna real quick. Brad and other people are asking about the Shepherd Ferry thing. I'm going to post an invite to the Discord for that project right here. The Discord link that I just popped into the chat is the link to Shepherd Ferry's Discord. Which and Terry asked, what about
that should
Noundles?
specify for people watching later. It's discord.gg/obey. OBEY.
Alrighty. So, and Terry said, "What about? Don't forget about Noundles. I made 1.5 Ethereum profit on Noundles. So how could I forget? Shout out to Noundles for giving me that profit. And that was another one of these. So, are we ready to move on, Nick, or did you want to say anything more about, Wizard and Dragons NFT?
I think we can move on. I just wanted to say one last thing, which is nobody asked where Captain Kicks is, or Sophisticated Art Speculator that he was formerly known as, and we're not wondering that either. Back to you, Pia.
Shout out to Captain Kicks. He's the best. So check it out. So I just want to show you guys something. So this is Ronin wallet, okay? And so I'm staking AXS. We talked about this a lot on Twitter, and we've talked about it a lot in Discord, but I haven't talked about it on YouTube before. And so AXS is the blue chip token of the Axie Infinity ecosystem,
Why?
okay?
I just want to clarify something. When you say that, that's not how you specify it. Like it is. You don't say a blue chip of the ecosystem. I feel like maybe you're correct. Maybe, I could
I'm
see some validity
100%
to it.
correct. Anyway,
Little
so
questionable.
Axie Infinity is actually the most profitable. Excuse me. Axie Infinity is technically the NFT project that generates the most revenue on a monthly basis in the entire NFT space. That's not an exaggeration. The number one revenue king of the NFT space is the Axie Infinity play to earn game. It is a play to earn game. Play to earn gaming is something that you're going to hear about quite a bit in the next, X number of years. It is the new wave of gaming where gamers actually own the assets in the game. So rather than back in the day, right, we were talking to JC from Siblings yesterday, and he was talking about how he was trading Maple Story assets for years, making money on Maple Story assets. Another game where people did that was RuneScape, very popular, maybe the best known game, right? So Maple Story, RuneScape, these games actually had in-game assets that had value to the point that people traded them for money either directly. People would sell the assets on eBay. I think World of Warcraft was similar, right? The difference is those assets that you were selling in the game were owned by the game, right? When you buy a Call of Duty skin, when you buy a weapon in Call of Duty, it's owned by the studio that makes that game, right? Now, the new world is that the player actually owns the assets. They own the NFTs. And in Axie Infinity, you buy 3 of the Axie NFTs. They're called Axies, right? And then you play the game with those 3. That's your team, okay? And you own those assets. Axie can't just say, I'm taking them away. That's the difference, right? And then as you play the game, better players with better teams earn more of the in-game token, which is SLP, also known as Smooth Love Potion. Nick, do you have a question?
No, I have a lot of thoughts, but continue.
Should I continue? Are you going to challenge my accurate description of the Axie Infinity ecosystem and where it stands in the NFT space?
No, continue.
Thank you. So SLP is the endgame token. There's some issues with SLP compared to AXS. That's why SLP is not regarded as highly as AXS. However, SLP is essentially legal tender at this point in the Philippines, where, by the way, the Philippines. All right, so I just got to get to this real quick. The play.
Jesus Christ.
I just need to get to
You're,
this.
you're
Real quick.
giving an intro to AXS.
I'm giving an intro to AXS, but check it out. The way that Axie Infinity works, because it is a play to earn game, is it's been figured out that it's more lucrative for people in first world economies like the United States to actually buy the assets because they're very, very expensive. Okay. The Axies themselves are very expensive. And then you lease them to players that have time but don't have resources. So, two of the top countries for this, for scholars, you call that a scholarship, where you trustlessly lease the assets. In other words, if you lease them the assets, there's no risk to you. They're not able to steal them, but they're able to use them, right? And so the top two economies are the Philippines and Venezuela, right? So these are economies that figured out in the past 18 months or so that they can make more money doing these scholarship programs in the Axie Infinity ecosystem versus doing whatever local jobs that they had been doing previously. So they're able to actually support their families. They're able to actually make better wages at their own convenience from their homes, as long as they have an internet connection, by playing Axie Infinity. And then they're rewarded for being
We
the most skillful players. They're rewarded for being the best employees, so to speak, to
so
the people that
you're
own
you're
the assets.
So you're explaining Axie, but people want to know the trade. So what is the trade? Let's just focus on that. And I feel like that's what the alpha is. If we want to do an introduction to Axie, you can do a whole video, PO. I feel like where you're gonna do the full dive in with all the context that you just shared.
Okay, anyway, so now that you have the high level context, right after Nick berated me for giving you that high level context, I want to go into the detail on the trade. So there's two trades, okay? So AXS token, which is the blue chip. Okay, Lego Batman asked, what do I buy? One thing that you can do, which is relatively conservative, is you can buy AXS token. I'm going to get to Ronin, Chris. You buy AXS token, okay? And then you stake it here on stake.axieinfinity.com. This is a straight up stake. The APY, as you see here, is 113%. So what this is a DeFi staking play on the AXS token, which is the blue chip token of the Axie Infinity ecosystem. It is the token that is used to breed Axies, which is becoming a more and more lucrative angle to take if you are playing the Axie game. And so this is a conservative DeFi play because all you're doing is betting that AXS and Axie are going to be around. Obviously, like any other crypto token, crypto asset, AXS is going to be volatile. There was a massive run from January to now on AXS where AXS was less than $1 in January. And obviously, it's hundreds of dollars now. So you're not getting in early on this, but you are taking advantage of a massive APR of 113%. And you're able to restake every day and it compounds. So moments ago on video, I restaked my rewards. Right now, you see I have no rewards. That's because I just restaked. You're able to do this every 24 hours, okay? And so you're literally able to accumulate rewards on a daily basis and then restake them for daily compounding. So just an example, if you go on Gemini and you lend GUSD to Gemini, you get 8% yield on your cash and it compounds monthly. And that's great. That's similar to the legacy financial, TradFi system, where every month you get an interest payment and then you get interest on that interest for the
Yeah,
following month
except you get 0.05% in the
in
traditional finance,
TradFi.
but okay.
Yes, but now in crypto you get 8% with GUSD. But then if you do something like this, which is this is DeFi play, okay, then you're restaking every day. So this is the basic one, and the way you do this is you send AXS token to your MetaMask, and then you bridge. And I'll do a whole tutorial video on this. But what you do is you bridge the AXS from your MetaMask to something called Ronin wallet, RONIN, which is a similar browser extension decentralized wallet that is similar to MetaMask, similar to Phantom Wallet for Solana. It's just another wallet to install it.
You're
All you
y
have to do is write down a seed phrase, and then you pay a single gas fee on Ethereum to bridge from MetaMask to Ronin. And then you go to stake.axieinfinity.com once the AXS is in your Ronin wallet and you're able to stake. And there's no transaction fees right now with Ronin wallet, but there are going to be transaction fees with Ronin wallet in the future that are going to be paid with RON or RON token, which we're about to talk about farming now, which is one of my highest conviction plays right now. And my belief is it's probably the best alpha I can drop on anybody in the next 12 months. What were you going to ask, Nick?
It wasn't a question, it was a statement.
Go.
Your whole play here is the assumption that RON token is going to increase. That because 100% is like think risk versus reward.
Yeah.
100% on an underlying token that's volatile, right? So you're
Mhm.
getting exposure to AXS and
No,
the
I think
sorry,
you might be getting no, you might be
no, I'm
getting
saying you
confused.
own no, you had to buy AXS to even participate. So I'm not confused.
No, 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 no. So
You're
you don't.
literally at your AXS staking dashboard.
This is just for staking AXS, which is different than the Ron play. I'm pulling up the Ron play
No,
now.
I don't want, but I don't want to. I'm about to get into that next component here. But your AXS trade that you just had on the screen, I don't know why we're leaving that. You just
Okay.
explained why that needs to happen. Why I would do this is to earn more AXS. The only reason you participate in this is because you believe the value of AXS is going to go up over time. A comparable
Or retain value.
or okay, or retain value. It's not going to
Yes.
drop by
I do
50%.
believe that. I do
Okay.
believe that.
But I just want to be clear that that is the key
That's the bet.
assumption in this. And if you had bought in at, let's say, if you started doing
$4
this in November,
of
uh,
last year.
you bought AXS at $4.
No, no, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so I'm talking about when this went down. So let's say you started this a month ago at 160, and now the price is at 130. You are not beating the pace of like you're losing money right now. So
Right. It's not necessarily a short-term trade, but rather a long-term bet on Axie Infinity continuing to operate at a, continue to be a relevant and notable and growing play to earn NFT gaming ecosystem. And this is a way to accumulate the token with a very high APR of over 100% that can compound on a daily basis. Yes, you are right. Just like our play to stake OHM, you might not keep up with the price of Ethereum necessarily, but this is a way to get 100% APR on a token that I personally believe in. But yeah, you need to do your own research on Axie Infinity as a whole. That's what you need to do research on, is just Axie Infinity, and then you can make a decision on whether you'd like to do this.
all right, let's get into the run.
All right. So this is a higher conviction play for me because you're getting in actually early on this. Okay. The first one that I showed you is very like kind of conservative. It's just staking AXS. What this is you're doing a liquidity pool. So this is like some real DeFi stuff. And you can either do wrapped ETH and AXS. And that one is a smaller return. As you can see, I don't have any AXS and wrapped ETH. That's a smaller return because AXS is less volatile and a stronger platform, or excuse me, a stronger token than SLP. And then the higher risk would be the SLP one. So the way to do this is you bridge ETH over to Katana on Ronin chain, okay? And then you convert the ETH into either you take half of your ETH and you either convert it to SLP or you convert it to AXS, and then you do the liquidity pool staking, and then you get these claimable rewards of Ron, which you can't claim yet because token hasn't launched yet. So you're literally farming Ron, which is going to be used to pay for the Ronin wallet transactions. And if you know anybody that participates with Axie Infinity, is going to people do hundreds of transactions a day. So you can expect hundreds of transactions a day paid in Ron, and the rewards go to the Ronin wallet, or excuse me, the Ron token holders, a percentage of them. So this is a big play, and I see Darren here saying Ronin will be one of the top 5 gaming universe in blockchain gaming. I got on-chain earners, which is my in real life friend that put me onto this. He said impermanent loss is low risk. If ETH goes to 8K and SLP goes to 3 cents, then you'll lose less than 20% of the assets that you staked into the liquidity pool. You're borderline free rolling Ron at this point. The only risk is complete implosion, which in the opinion of on-chain earners is not coming. Go ahead,
So how
Nick.
much?
Challenge me.
I'm not challenging you. I'm just saying. I'm wondering how much you put into this.
I've only put in a half ETH so far, but I'm going to put in another ETH when I get back to my home and I'm not in Miami anymore.
That's decent
It's kind it's
exposure.
kind of a no it's kind of a no-brainer, dude. Like basically you're locking up your ETH, you're farming this Ron, you can take the ETH back out. The only situation where it gets screwed is if literally SLP or AXS, whichever one you choose, takes an absolute nosedive and ETH has an absolute piss missile rip.
Okay.
And Chris said more transactions on Axie than Uniswap and OpenSea on a daily basis.
I mean, I don't know that that's indicative of anything. It's not like everyone.
It's indicative because then when the Ronin wallet is charging for those transactions and you have a bunch of Ronin token that you spent, your cost basis is 0. You
I get it.
farmed Ronin token and you get a percentage of those fees.
All right. So
How
I'm
about that?
interested.
You
Yep,
should be. It's the best play that we have. And there's a ton of whale activity. Axie whales going hard on this. The biggest
my only
name
issue is your tax situation becomes very complicated in the DeFi space. I know a lot of people that made supposedly hundreds of percentages on their yield and then lost a bunch of money as well. But outside of that, and also the fact that a lot of this is subject to extreme risk. But this does seem. This does seem.
Tell me the risk. Tell me the risk.
I'm just saying in general, like your anticipation is based on the value. Like you're doing this because you believe that Ron is going to be worth a specific amount, or that you're actually going to like make money.
Risk? That I could have deployed the ETH into something else? Because it's not like my ETH is gone. I still have the ETH. It's just staked in the liquidity pool. I can take it out.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing that you have, and as the person said, that he's done the computation that impermanent loss doesn't matter here. I was staking Botto, and impermanent loss turned out to be a complete non-issue. With Botto, I was really excited about how that trade performed.
But Botto is less proven than Axie Infinity.
Oh, right? No, I completely get it. So yeah, this seems like a great trade.
No-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
I think it's a great find, and if you want to get into some DeFi action, this may be a great one to do. Remember, nothing on this show is financial advice, though. You got to do your own research as it applies to this, because literally you can lose everything on this. But as I say, you can lose everything on this. PO's like, you can't. No, there is a chance.
There's a greater than 0% chance.
There is a greater than 0. So let's just stick with that.
I know I'm being a jackass, but check it out. One last thing. This is a great DeFi play for people that understand NFTs and don't get DeFi, which is me, right? I don't have a DeFi background. I'm not over here making $1 bajillion on crazy degen DeFi plays, but this is an NFT play in the DeFi space. And I understand NFTs and I know what Axie Infinity is. And I have high conviction in Axie Infinity as something that's going to be around. So Darren just said, I think it's the best and safest DeFi play, actually, not financial advice, because I'm assuming that Darren understands that Axie Infinity is not going to go anywhere. And so he's like, and he understands that, SLP token, AXS token, they're not going to necessarily go to 0 anytime soon. And he understands the dynamics of the Ron token in relation to the Ronin wallet. And so he's like, yeah, I'll lock up my ETH in this liquidity pool and farm this Ron, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, there's the play. You heard it here. Maybe first, maybe not. But
by the way, in our Discord, we've been talking about it in our Discord a lot. We even did a voice call where there was an hour discussion of this.
Yeah, and maybe you can do a video that actually dives into details about this and more in depth. But there you have it.
All right. Well, thank you for listening.
Sounds like one of our commenters is putting all of his life savings into it. Definitely a smart move.
Do it. Let's wrap.
And then let us know if you're living on the street. After that, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. We're not going to provide you a shelter.
One last thing is Darren pointed out something good, is that Ronin is not only going to be for Axie Infinity. It's going to be for other games as well. So, yeah.
There we go. Who's going to be the developer? Well, I'd be interested to see what games there, but yes, very exciting. This has been the Nifty Alpha.
Subscribe.
Discord. Actually,
subscribe.
Subscribe. Smash that
Please.
like. And smash that like.
Oh, Lego Batman. Lego Batman, you are too kind, man. I appreciate it. I hope you make way more than $20 from farming Ron. I hope you farm Ron like a goddamn, like, who's a famous farmer? I'm trying to even think. I'm trying to think who a famous farmer was.
Old McDonald,
Old McDonald. Lego Batman, Old McDonald.
famous
Farm
farmer, was
that
known
Ron.
for making lots of money, that old McDonald.
I
Thanks for
want to see
joining.
Lego Batman in overalls. I want to see him building an irrigation system. I want to see him on a tractor. I want to see a Ron bag posted in our Discord, screenshots of his Ron bag that he
All
gets
right.
for free. He just stakes the Ethereum and either AXS or SLP. I'm going to probably do both just to reduce the risk.
Appreciate it.
And you just got a bunch of free Ron. Look, go in our Discord. I know our call to action is subscribe, and we really, really, number one, appreciate you guys subscribing. That's the number one thing. But the Discord is where all the real alpha is. So if you actually just want to probably make more money than us because we're not in the Discord as much as we should be, go in the Discord. It's like a decentralized hedge fund, not financial advice.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. And thank